So, hello there. Good day, everyone. Welcome to Course Approach. In today's session, we are going to have a quick demo about in the field of cybersecurity that what we do have in our course and what the things we are going to be cover in that part. So starting a quick and as a demo thing here where we are going to be talk about the topics. So my name is Aman Verma and I have 4+ years of experience in the field of cybersecurity. So let's begin in this one that what the concepts we are going to be having in this cybersecurity course. So as a quick demo and as a quick topics we do have there. So I am going to be start with a topic which is IP address. So I'm going to share the screen. I hope it's visible to all. So guys, today we are going to be talk about the IP address. That's a what IP address is, how we are able to get the IP address in our system, and their classes too. So for this one, I take the help of the OneNote. So if I start guys to talk about the IP address. So IP address is short for Internet Protocol. Internet Protocol. So this IP address is a logical number. Okay, whenever we connect our device to the internet, let's say this is my device, and I want to browse the internet in my system. So what I do, I try to connect my computer with an internet connection, right? So once sending a request to my router, okay, just to give me an IP address. Basically, there is a service which is responsible to provide the IP address to my system. We will also talk about those and all things. What are those services? But as of now, sorry. As of now, going to be talk about the IP address. Let's say whenever your device wants to communicate, wants to use the internet, it has to has an IP address. And that IP address is a logical address which is used to communicate with the other device. For an example, guys, let's say in our daily life what we do whenever we need to call to any other person, we just take the mobile number of a friend of the relative one, then we make a phone call there, right? So let's say this is my mobile phone, this is my friend's phones, and my friend told me to call him. So what I have done, first of all, I asked what's your mobile number is. Once I got, okay, this is your mobile number, that's a whatever the mobile number is, then once I got the mobile number of my friend, then I just dial this number and I'm able to call it up. Guys, this is what we do in our daily basis. What about in the world of internet? What's happening there? This is your computer, this is my computer. If you want to communicate something to my computer, how you are able to communicate? There we don't have any SIM cards, any other thing. There, the address which works is IP address. So any data, guys, anything which you want to share from your system to any other system, you have to have an IP address. That address is look like same. Let's say our home address, guys, something you buy from Amazon, Flipkart, or any other e-commerce website. What's happen? You provide your address that where to deliver. Same thing happens. There you will get an IP address where we are going to be deliver that thing. Sorry. So once we understood about the IP address, let's have a look also how it looks. What is the structure of an IP address and what kind of number we are able to get from it. So if I talk about the structure of an IP address, guys, first of all, I want to show you in my system that what is the IP address of my Kali Linux system. Okay, that's my Kali Linux. I just go to the terminal, I execute a command, which is ifconfig, and I'm able to find it out what is my IP addresses. So for an example, I'm just taking this one to elaborate this part. Done. I hope it's fine. It's visible to you all. So there what's happening, guys. Once I executed a command, which is ifconfig, it is helping me to get the IP address of my system. So this is how IP address looks like. Let me change the color. It's fine. This is how an IP address looks like. Guys, IP address is also having the two versions. IP version 4 and IP version 6. As of now, we are talking about, guys, IP version 4, and it's a structure of an IP version 4. This is the structure of IP version 6. This one. So this is this. Let me remove this part. This is whole our IP version 6 is. We will talk about IP version 6 also. As of now, guys, talking about the IP version 4. That is the Internet Protocol version 4. So this is what how an IP version looks like. This is the structure of it. So I just write it down the same thing. My IP address is 1.44. Let me write it down. 192.168.1.44. So this is how an IP address looks like. So whenever you connect to the internet, you have to have an IP address. Talking about their classes too, as of now, you can see that there is a one decimal value, another decimal value, third decimal value, and the fourth decimal value. Each and every decimal value is separated by the colon. Okay, not colon, correct it. That's a dot, and also called as period. So each and every decimal value is separated by this dot, which is defining that there we have four decimal values. And guys, each and every decimal value is called as octet. So in IP version 4, I have four octets. Four octets means this one, this is called as first octet, second octet, third octet, and the fourth octet. And each and every octet has a range of 0 to 255, which means this I am getting 192. In the second octet, it is 168. Third octet, it's 1. And the fourth octet is 44. So how I am able to get it, and what number I can get? Can I get 1000? Can I get 50? Can I get 500? Sorry, it matters. Guys, each and every octet has a range of 0 to 55, which means if I sum all of them, I have 256, the total of it. Because I'm trying to calculate from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3 till the 255. So a total of 256 decimal values I have there. Correct? So in this first octet, there are 256. Second octet 256, third octet 256, and the fourth octet also 256 values I have. So in each and every octet, guys, I can get 256 IP address. So if I multiply them, 256, I can directly multiply them, or I can write it down 256 power of 4. Guys, basic mathematics is there. Okay, nothing else, just try to multiply. So I'm able to get a total of it. So guys, if I say that how many IPs I can obtain by the IP version 4, that is around 4.3 billion. Take the help of calculator, guys, you will get the same answer there. And IP version 4 is a 32-bit of address. Bits of address. What bit is? Guys, bit is the smallest unit, smallest storage unit is it. So a bit is either 0 or 1, where 0 means off and the 1 means is on. We are going to be count the 1. Talking about these also, that how it works. Once we talk about the concept binary. Okay, as we all know, computer works in what language? That is binary. It doesn't understand English, Hindi, Telugu, and whatever the languages we do have. So computer works on the binary, only zeros or one. So either it will understand 0 or 1. Apart from this, computer doesn't know anything. So whatever the data we do have, does it sorry, it goes in the binary format, like in 0 or 1. So if you write down your name, you write it down cyber in your system, that go in zeros and 1. This is we can also uh, get the binary value of each and every alphabet manually, or there are websites also by which we can get it up. So I hope, guys, these are the things getting clear, that IP version 4 is a 32-bit of address, which means that there are 32 bits, and each and every octet, guys, contains 8 bits. So 8-bit there, 8-bit there, 8-bit there, and 8-bit there. So 8 we have 4 times. So that's why we have a total of 32 bits of an address. So this is what IP version 4 is. IP version 4 is a 32-bit of address where we do have 4 octets, and each and every octet is separated by this dot. What is the range of this decimal value? What the number I can get? 0 to 255, any number between this. So I hope, guys, now by looking any IP address, you can just say that it is an valid IP or an invalid IP. For an example, guys, I just write it down one of them because we know the ranges now. If I write it down 99.101, let's say .77.89. And the another one, I just write it down there. Sorry. 76.33.257 and .91. Guys, by looking this, you can say now that which IP address is valid now. Because we know the range. Range is 0 to 255. Okay, so any number. You can see then in the first octet, the number is coming in between this value, in this range, 0 to 255. Same for the rest of the three octets too. That's why this IP address is valid. But here you notice one thing, that the number is exceed that amount, like going ahead above than 255. So if it is above than 255, if it is 256 also, that is invalid IP. You never get this kind of IP address because the range is this. You are unable to get. If the range is 0 to 255, how come you are able to get 257, 258, 256, any other? So this is how you are able to find it out, the IP address, that it's valid or invalid. So this is what the topic of, guys, the IP address, talking about few things, IP version 4 and the structure of an IP address. After this, guys, sorry, I just want to specify this IP address into classes. Okay, let's say classes of an IP address. So there are 5 classes, like we have 0 to 255 range. So in this range, we are dividing these things into classes. First is the class A, class B, class C, D, and class E. So in each and every class, guys, we are able to define that which IP address belongs with what class. So to sorry, so to find it out, only this thing you need to note it, that the IP we are getting. For an example, I just write it down, an IP address 77.104.52.37, right? An IP address it is. You can see that's a valid IP address. So in this one, you just need to check it out for the first octet. Guys, first step, your step 1 is to check it out that the IP is valid or not. If the IP is valid, you have to come to the next step, which is the step 2nd. But if the IP is invalid, your work is done here. What you will do? IP is invalid. You can't work for in it. So once you find the IP is valid, after this you have to look only for the second octet. That what is the number of the the first octet, not second, first octet. What is the number of it? If the number is coming between the range 0 to 127, 0 to 127. Okay, let me write it down clearly. 127. So this is an class A IP address. Guys, you can say me right now that this is an IP address I have, and in the starting, only you have to look for the first octet. Guys, forget these octets for a while. We don't need for the rest of the octets. This is only for to find it out the classes of an IP address. Okay, this is not for private, public, which we are going to be talk about. So as of now, we are only talking about the classes of an IP address. So if to find it out the class of an IP address, guys, you have to check it out according to the ranges. For the class A, the range is 0 to 127. For the class B, guys, range is 128 to 191. For the class C is 192 to 223. For class D, 224, sorry, 239. And then 240 to 255. So these are the ranges of, you can see we have covered 20 to 255, which is range starting from 0 to 255. Correct? Now, by looking the IP address, you can say that what class it belongs. Because if I say that in the starting I have 72, let's say. So this is a class A IP address because it belongs from this range, 0 to 127. But if I have 172, 172 is a class B of IP address. So you can say this time that this is a class B IP address. Okay, because it is coming in between in this range, 172. Same for this, I say 192, it's a class C IP address. Writing down for 200 and let's say 30, that it's a class D IP address. And if I write it down 250, that it's a class E IP address. So you are able to, I hope guys, you are able to find it out the classes of IP address. But we also should know about that why we are using these classes. That what we do have in these classes. Guys, class A, B, and C. These three classes, you will get the IP address belongs from these three classes. But the class D and class E, these IP range, guys, you will never get because these are reserved. These two range of IP address, guys, these are reserved. Reserved. Class D IP address is reserved for multicasting. Multicasting means one to many. If you want to send a packet, any request from your device to multiple devices, where you can select it up. In that case, guys, multicasting is being used. So class D IP addresses. So in this range, you guys never get any IP address. You check it out in your system. There is no IP address which is starting from 224 to 239. Because these are reserved for multicasting. Another class EIP address, these are also reserved. These are reserved for research and development. Research and development. Now, what research and development? Let's take an example. Guys, we do have right now Windows 11. Like proper, it is Windows 11. We are able to use it up. No issue is being there. Like in daily basis, there are the few updates we are able to see, which we have to patch it on the daily basis. But guys, think about Windows 12. Soon we are able to see the Windows 12, correct? Testing is going on this Windows 12. That is there any bug or something else? They will be requiring an IP address to communicate with the device that it is working fine or not. For in future Windows 13, 14, like many things we have. For the Android, if I talk about Android version are going to be taken update. So for research and development, we are researching and developing for different things. So for these for these things, this kind of IP address are being used. In the class E, 242, 255. And this makes it all the class are divided into their ranges. Class A, B, C, and D. Guys, there are more topics in this IP address. If I talk about, you are able to see class A, B, C, these kinds of IP address in your system. Class A IP address are being used if you want many hosts in your system. Class B is used for sorry, that where we do have two networks and two host octets. Class C, there are the three network octets and one host octet, where we are able to get only 256 devices to connect. These things are we are going to be talk about in the concept of private and public IPs, and there are things that how we are able to get and talk about the subnetting too, and how we are able to define each and every IP address into their private ranges, general, and the public ranges too. So for this thing, I hope guys this enough for this part. I hope this session helped you a lot to understand about IP addresses. I just take a quick recap there that is started with this IP address. Try know about what IP address is. It's an internet protocol, short for internet protocol, which is being used if you want to communicate with the other device. So if I want to communicate with your system, I have to have an IP address, and your system should also have to have an IP address to communicate. So IP address is a logical address which is helping the devices to communicate with each other. And how we are able to find it out our system IP address by using the command ifconfig in Linux. If you want to find it out your IP address in Windows, for Windows you have to use the command ipconfig in CMD command prompt. So you are able to find it out. This is the private IP address. We also talk about the public in our classes. These are the bits, IP version 4. We talked about their structure, how many bit of an IP address it is, and their octets too. So in each and every octet, there is a 0 to 255 range we can connect. So in IP version 4, we have around 4.3 billion IP addresses which we can assign to the host. Host means our device, your device, where we are able to connect and use the internet to. Talked about the valid IP, how we can find it out, and invalid IPs there. And at the last, guys, we talked about the classes of an IP address. There we have 5 classes only: class A, B, C, D, and class E. And each and every class has their own range by which we are able to find it out. So by looking the first octet number, you can just say that what IP address it belongs. But guys, don't forget the first step, that IP is valid or not. If you haven't noticed that it is written over there 270 and you are just looking on the first, that is going to be wrong. Because first of all, make your IP valid. It is not valid. So IP is valid, then go for the octet to find it out. So this is what we have, guys, in our demo session. I hope all the things are clear for you. So guys, if you are looking for the course, check video in the description and visit to the website. And guys, follow us on the social media for course updates. For today, guys, that is it. And we will be looking in the courses in our things. Till then, goodbye, guys. Bye bye. I see you all in the course, in these sessions.